Thruxton in midsummer is absolutely wonderful, and we're on the line for race 3 of the Hyundai Heavy Industries British F1 Sidecar Championship in association with the Molson Group, and the sun is shining here. The question is, the guy you've just been looking at, Ricky Stevens, Ryan Charlwood, can they make it 3? They've already had 2 wins here. Andy Peach, who will be coming up to join very shortly, making his way through the middle. Andy Peach and Charlie Richardson are absolutely desperate to make amends for their double second places, but Andy Peach has got a hand problem. He's struggling to hang on. These guys have no such problems. Steve Kershaw and Rob Wilson doing an absolutely brilliant job. Double podium. They would love to go 1 step better on the podium, maybe even 2 steps, who knows. But what a season they're having. Solid points they've scored this weekend. Waiting for Ben Holland and Lee Watson on the Finning Cat Kawasaki, the yellow and black bike, as yet to make an appearance. But when they do, they'll be lining up just here. Look a bit further down the grid, swing round and look at Rupert Archer and Steve Thomas, number 70. 2 brilliant rides, lining up alongside Gary Horsepole and Jimmy Connell, and what a weekend they have had. The championship coming out of this round will have a very different look, I can tell you. Well, Ben Holland and Lee Watson have made it to the grid. They had an oiling problem. Roger Lovelock on pit wall. Let me tell you, Roger Lovelock came here morning of race day, had chest pains, was taken by the medical people to hospital, and he spent the entire day yesterday having tests. Good to see Roger back at the circuit. Obviously can't ride. He's got to sit this one out, but hey-ho, he's very philosophical and he's happy to have no problems. Away we go then. We've got a super race on here then. 8 laps and a terrific start by Tony Brown and Lee Kane ahead of Ben Holland, Lee Watson, who's having a look up the inside now of Ricky Stevens and Ryan Charlwood. But again, Andy Peach and Charlie Richardson get the drop. Let me tell you about this hand problem that Peach has got. A trapped nerve in his shoulder means that his hand loses strength about halfway through the race. He simply can't twist the throttle or hang on, and it does hamper him. Bygrave then. There's Bygrave 74, there's Peach. There's the Assured Office Solutions, B-Wise pair, and Holland and Watson. Through goes Bygrave and Carl Morgan on Gary Horsepole and Jimmy Connell, number 32, whose season just gets better and better and better now that Connell has recovered from his shoulder injury sustained early in the season. In fact, Donington Park doesn't get much earlier than that. Holland and Watson then, Finning Cat. Assured Office Solutions, B-Wise at Kawasaki. There we have it, Ricky Stevens, Ryan Charlwood. We're giving you a whole new perspective with the onboard shots. In this race, you can really live the action. Tony Brown, Paymundo.com, with Lee Kane, the young Manxman, standing in for Sam Christie, who is still recovering from those injuries he sustained. Hopefully he'll be back before the end of the season. And also, Tony Brown tells me that there'll be a renaming of the team before the end of the season. I'm not going to blow the gaff on that one, but more about that as we get deeper into the year. Well, over the halfway stage, now look at Charlie Richardson throwing himself across, almost parted company with Andy Peach. Ben Holland, Lee Watson then, no such troubles for them. Great action from Ryan Charlwood. This pair, not the biggest guys, they're in the low 5s, I would say, 5'4", 5'6", but Ryan Charlwood does a great job of using his weight and his size, spreading himself across the outfit. The passenger's role is just so technical. You have to have been on it to appreciate what is happening here. Look at Charlie Richardson, the hand goes across the back, but there's a big gap up the inside, and Stevens needs no second bidding. Through he goes into the lead again. Status quo then for Ricky Stevens and Ryan Charlwood as they assume control on lap 2. Tony Brown, 4th place. And he's fighting hard, but these 3 breaking away now. We've got a 9-wheeler easing away from the rest of the field, but Holland and Watson, the Finning Cat Kawasaki, now closing on at the back of Andy Peach. Is Andy Peach experiencing a recurrence of that hand problem? It looks like it. He's not making it easy for Ben Holland to go past, but go past he does. Holland then, neck and neck, but he's got his nose in front. Peach in 3rd, Holland up to 2nd. So Andy Peach and Charlie Richardson on the L&W Contractors Kawasaki relegated to third after having led yet again. They certainly have the speed, they just need to sustain it. But if he's carrying an injury, you can fully understand it. Oh, in the pit, Gary Brown and Jamie Minner. And look, that's Ian Guy's outfit just behind. So Ian Guy and Danny Evanson out. Could be that we've got passenger fatigue here on lap 4. It is notoriously tough on passengers here. It is so fast, so bumpy. Carl Morgan, we're looking at Carl Morgan in the blue machinery number 74 outfit, being passed by Gary Horspoll and Jimmy Connell. There's Kershaw and Wilson then running strongly again with Horspoll. He's got the better of Ben Bygrave. There's Ben Bygrave, number 74. Then it's Ian Drown and Jed Pillmore-Brady. Another young man who's really stepped up to the plate in terms of his passengering ability on the Mick Robson Racing Kawasaki of Ian Drown. Horspoll, third season on the F1, and he has really clicked with Jimmy Connell. Bygrave then and Carl Morgan again. These two not familiar with each other, but doing a good job here. Oh no, a retirement for Holland and Lee Watson again. Their mechanical woes persist. Onto the grass they go, out of the action. Peach then has now got Tony Brown, Paymundo.com and Lee Kane breathing down his neck. Kershaw and Wilson on the back of Tony Brown. Much better ride for the Kentishman Brown this time. He's such a fast rider, the former BEMC champion. Look how he threw it round there. Lee Kane just doing enough, staying neutral. It's impossible to passenger that chicane. And when I say passenger it, you cannot get where you should be all of the time because it's so quick. The best thing you can do is compromise on the left-hander, stay in the middle, and stay right when you come out. That's all you can do. And that results in the sidecar wheel flicking up. Kershaw Wilson, just watch Lee Kane. The man in black leathers from the Isle of Man looking over his shoulder to see how close the Flying Scots are, and they are very close. The number 29 Express Tyres Blink Body Quarry sponsored Kawasaki. Impossible to think that 2 seasons ago the number 29 rider was in hospital having open heart surgery. My golly, it did him the power of good, didn't it? Brownlee 57. Kershaw hunting him down. Peach and Richardson still clinging on and doing a great job on the penultimate lap here. Rob Wilson was one of those passengers in a previous life here at Thruxton, was spat out on the start-finish straight. And he's obviously worked on his fitness, and what a great job he's doing. Not the smallest of guys either. So he moves around the outfit very, very well for a big man. Using his weight across the back. It's quick there, I can tell you, on the last lap then. 2.35 miles of the Thruxton circuit to go for these boys. And Kershaw looking up the inside of Tony Brown, almost coming together. Oh, fantastic onboard shots there. That shows you how close it is. And this is on the last lap. It looks like the first lap, the way they're going at it. Kershaw's not going to give up. He wants it. He really, really wants this. Is he going to be able to find a way past Tony Brown? Tony Brown now having to ride defensively, so that's impeding his progress on Andy Peach. Because he knows, he would have heard it, he would have felt it. The little nudge that Steve Kershaw gave him on the last lap here. And now Tony Brown getting away. The gap is widening. At the front though, almost unnoticed and imperious in control. Ricky Stevens and Ryan Charlwood, Assured Office Solutions, Be Wiser Kawasaki, make it a hat trick here at Thruxton. It does not get any better than that. They broke the lap record twice. Peach and Richardson have really slipped back in the clutches. It's going to be a drag race to the line to see who gets second. Peach gets it from Tony Brown on the podium with Kershaw right there. It was so nearly 3 in a row for them as well. Look at that. 10 minutes of racing, frantic stuff, 8 laps. Brilliant. Stevenson, Charlwood and Kevin Cable there with Guy Pawsey in the chair. Again, scoring points here, but lapped on the slowdown lap race winners are there. Lee Watson applauding from the sidelines, but they retired. Confirmation of the podium. Brown, Peach and Stevens on the top step. Kershaw, Horsepole again, another terrific ride. Good to see Ben Bygrave and Carl Morgan in the points ahead of Drown. Archer going well. Brian Gray and young Ben Ramsey as well. Martin Kirk, Ben Hughes steady. Rod Robinson picking up points, and you saw Kevin Cable there too.